Do you use a mobile phone?
Yes, I absolutely do. My mobile phone has become an indispensable part of my daily life, serving as my primary tool for communication, staying informed, and managing various tasks. It's rare for me to be without it.
How often do you use your mobile phone?
I use my mobile phone quite frequently throughout the day, almost constantly, to be honest. From checking messages first thing in the morning to using navigation apps, reading news, and making calls, it's involved in most of my activities.
What do you use your mobile phone for the most?
I primarily use my mobile phone for communication, especially for messaging apps to connect with family and friends. Beyond that, I frequently use it to browse the internet for information and for entertainment like listening to music or podcasts.
How has your mobile phone changed your life?
My mobile phone has significantly changed my life by making connectivity effortless and information instantly accessible. It has streamlined tasks, from banking to travel planning, and allowed me to stay connected with loved ones across distances, fundamentally altering my daily interactions.
Is there anything you dislike about mobile phones?
While mobile phones are convenient, I sometimes dislike how distracting they can be, often leading to a constant urge to check notifications. This can make it challenging to focus deeply on tasks or engage fully in face-to-face conversations without interruption. A memorable time when I felt genuinely happy and grateful for my mobile phone was during a solo trip I took to Japan last year. It was my very first time visiting the country, and on this particular evening, I had spent hours exploring the vibrant, neon-lit streets of Shibuya in Tokyo. As the night drew to a close, I found myself in a different part of the city than where my hotel was located, and the daunting task of finding my way back began to feel quite overwhelming. My phone, on this occasion, was a truly indispensable tool that saved me from a potentially stressful situation. With the city's complex subway system and crowded streets, I relied entirely on a navigation app to guide me. I first used it to find the correct subway line and exit, and once I was above ground, I switched to the walking directions. My phone became my constant companion, displaying a live map that showed my exact location and the winding path I needed to follow through a maze of small, unfamiliar streets. I also used a translation app to decipher a few signs, which gave me an added layer of confidence that I was heading in the right direction. The reason this experience made me so happy was the profound sense of independence and relief it gave me. I was completely alone in a city where I couldn't understand the language, and what could have been a terrifying and isolating experience was instead turned into a manageable adventure. The joy came from seeing the blue dot on my screen slowly, but surely move closer to the destination pin, and finally seeing the familiar street of my hotel come into view. It was a moment of pure triumph and gratitude, not just for the technology, but for the empowerment it provided. My mobile phone bridged the cultural and linguistic gap, allowing me to navigate an intimidating situation with confidence and ultimately arrive safely back at my accommodation. This feeling of security and self-sufficiency is something I will always associate with that particular use of my mobile phone.
In what ways have mobile phones changed human communication, and are these changes mostly positive or negative?
Mobile phones have undeniably revolutionized human communication, fundamentally altering how we interact. On the positive side, they have facilitated instant global connectivity, enabling people to maintain relationships across vast distances and fostering more frequent, if sometimes less deep, exchanges. The rise of messaging apps and video calls means that keeping in touch with family, friends, and colleagues is incredibly convenient and accessible, often breaking down geographical barriers that once limited social circles. However, this transformation also carries notable downsides. The constant availability can lead to a sense of obligation to respond immediately, increasing pressure and potentially blurring the lines between work and personal life. Furthermore, there's a growing concern that while mobile phones increase the quantity of communication, they may diminish its quality. Face-to-face interactions can be neglected in favor of digital exchanges, potentially leading to a decrease in empathy, nonverbal understanding, and genuine human connection. Ultimately, while the expanded reach is beneficial, the shift towards fragmented and less personal interactions presents a significant challenge.
Do you think children today are too dependent on mobile phones, and what might be the long-term consequences of this?
I believe there is a legitimate concern that children today are becoming overly dependent on mobile phones, and this trend carries several potential long-term consequences. While these devices offer educational resources and connectivity, their pervasive use can hinder the development of crucial social and emotional skills. Excessive screen time might reduce opportunities for imaginative play, outdoor activities, and direct face-to-face interactions, which are vital for learning empathy, negotiation, and conflict resolution. In the long run, this could lead to a generation with diminished attention spans, difficulty focusing on complex tasks, and reduced capacity for deep critical thinking due to the constant stimulation and instant gratification provided by mobile content. Furthermore, the relentless exposure to curated online lives can foster unrealistic expectations, anxiety, and a sense of inadequacy among young people. There are also concerns about the impact on physical health, including sedentary lifestyles, strained, and disrupted sleep patterns. Addressing this dependency requires a concerted effort from parents, educators, and society to promote balanced engagement with technology.
How do you think mobile phones affect personal privacy and security in modern society?
Mobile phones significantly impact personal privacy and security, creating both unprecedented convenience and considerable vulnerabilities in modern society. While they enable encrypted communication and secure transactions, the vast amount of personal data collected through apps, location services, and browse history raises substantial privacy concerns. Users often consent to data collection without fully understanding its implications, leading to personal information being shared with third parties or used for targeted advertising. From a security perspective, mobile phones are susceptible to various threats, including hacking, phishing scams, and malware, which can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, or unauthorized access to sensitive data. The reliance on cloud storage for personal files and photos also presents a potential risk if accounts are compromised. Maintaining personal security requires constant vigilance, including using strong passwords, enabling multi-factor authentication, being cautious about public Wi-Fi networks, and regularly updating software. Governments and technology companies are continually striving to balance innovation with robust privacy protection, but the inherent nature of mobile connectivity means individuals must remain proactive in safeguarding their digital footprint.
What innovations do you expect to see in mobile phone technology in the next 10 to 20 years?
In the next 10 to 20 years, I anticipate several transformative innovations in mobile phone technology that will push the boundaries of current capabilities. One major area will likely be the seamless integration of augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR, moving beyond simple filters to truly immersive experiences for work, education, and entertainment. Imagine conducting virtual meetings with lifelike avatars or exploring historical sites as if you were truly there, all through your phone. Furthermore, advancements in battery technology are crucial, and I expect significant breakthroughs here, leading to phones that can last for days or even weeks on a single charge, or perhaps charge almost instantly. Biometric security will evolve beyond fingerprints and facial recognition, possibly incorporating advanced iris scans or even unique physiological patterns for ultra-secure authentication. Artificial intelligence will become even more sophisticated, enabling highly personalized predictive assistance and intuitive interactions that anticipate user needs. Finally, foldable screens will become commonplace, but I also foresee flexible or even projected displays, allowing phones to adapt dynamically to various tasks.
Do you believe mobile phones have a greater positive or negative impact on emergency situations and public safety?
I firmly believe that mobile phones have a profoundly greater positive impact on emergency situations and public safety, despite some potential drawbacks. Their primary benefit lies in immediate communication. In times of crisis, individuals can quickly dial emergency services, report incidents, or alert loved ones, significantly reducing response times for accidents, crimes, or natural disasters. Features like GPS allow emergency responders to pinpoint locations accurately, which is crucial in remote areas or during search and rescue operations. Beyond direct calls, mobile phones act as vital information hubs, enabling authorities to disseminate critical alerts, evacuation orders, and safety guidelines rapidly to the public via text messages or emergency apps. They also facilitate crowdfunding and community support in post-disaster scenarios. While there's a risk of misinformation spreading rapidly through social media on phones during emergencies, and people sometimes film instead of assisting, these isolated instances are far outweighed by the pervasive ability to connect, inform, and save lives. The sheer accessibility and ubiquity of mobile technology make it an unparalleled tool for enhancing collective safety.